Hello.
Gary's still practicing with the platform, Andrea, as per usual. How are you doing?
I am doing well. Nice to see you this morning. Morning for me here in the Seattle area.
Oh, it's amazing to see you again. And we were just discussing, Andrea, that actually this is the second time ever we've done like a one-to-one chat. The first one was 2 years ago. It's ridiculous.
Yes, and so much happened in those 2 years that my mind thinks it's been way longer than 2 years.
Is that a good thing? Mostly, I think.
I don't know yet. I will need some processing for that one.
Oh, Andrew, look, as we get going, like this show, as you know, it really is. I just love capturing what's on people's hearts and minds in this moment as our fuel for the next 30 minutes. So let me know. It's Monday morning for you. You've had a lovely weekend. Like, what's on your heart and mind right now in this moment, Andrea, before we learn a bit more about you?
I am calm right now. Peaceful, and I have a few meetings today, and then I have some other exciting meetings this week. So on Mondays, I'm always looking ahead, kind of how my week's gonna be, what I want to achieve. The other thing on my mind right now, on a personal side, that my husband and my son gonna go on a motorcycle trip. They're gonna go ride motorcycles. They're going far away, so I'm preparing kind of with them that they're gonna leave, and then preparing to just hang out with my daughter while they're gone. So it's gonna be a different week than other weeks. So I'm preparing for that too. But right now I feel very calm and almost like bring it on attitude. I'm ready.
Love it. I love that so much. And good morning, Nicole, as well. Thanks for joining us today. I'm really intrigued about that. So your children are going off, do you say motorbike? Not bicycle, motorbike.
Yeah, my son and my husband. Yes, they've been doing this for years. I think this is, my husband would know, third, fourth, I think fourth. They my son's birthday is end of May, so it's with COVID this trip has been shifted, but before it was kind of for my son's birthday. So yes, my husband been riding motorcycles since I met him, and then my son's 16 now. He rides with him. So it's a boy thing that they do now, a men thing. I tease them that they do together, father and son. And I really appreciate my husband for taking the time to do this. I'm very supportive, and I really, if any fathers are listening, also any mothers, I do something. I hike with my son. That's the thing that we do together, and go play tennis. So we have our own. He has our own kind of things that he does with parents, and then we do things together.
That's beautiful. I really love how intentional you are, Andrea, actually around that, giving each of your children sort of one-to-one as well as the sort of family space. That's really powerful. Is that something you've always done consciously as parents?
Let me check in. I've been way more mindful and conscious with my second one. Yes, we've been doing it with Sean as well. Yes, not from the beginning, but kind of, I don't know, 5-6 years of age. Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Yes.
Very, very cool. Well, there's two things I'd love people to know about you today. One is that you are one of Heather Younger's caring leadership coaches, which is super, super exciting. We're both privileged to be supporting Heather, bringing that amazing work to the world. But I also want to acknowledge Mike Vacanti and the Humans First community, because that's how you and I first met. And I'm just finding, I'd love to get your thoughts, Andrew, that there's so many, it feels like there's an emergence of community. It really feels like community is becoming a critical foundation for many people, whether at work or outside. I'm wondering what your thoughts are around that.
Yes, totally. I was just talking on Friday with some, with my community, 2 members of the community that I've been with over a year, be meeting every week, because I just came off watching the movie The Wisdom of Trauma. And one of the sentences that I came away with, that I saw, that I listened to and I heard, was that uh, together in a community, we lean on each other, and through that work is how we face our fears, our traumas. Um, because, I mean, put it in content, because when we experience trauma, we close down, we close ourselves down, or parts of ourselves down, so we become alone with ourselves. So the only way to not become alone, to open that up, is in a community with other people, in a group of people that see you, that understand you, that welcome you, and that they accept you how you are in that moment, knowing that maybe some parts of you are hidden right now. So it really touched me. And part of the work that I do, and I signed up with Heather and then some other collaborations, is that community. And I'm finding myself also wanting to kind of start my community for engineers. And I got really inspired by this movie, to bring them in and talk about, yeah, some interesting and deep stuff. So yes, community is very important for me too. Humans first, to kind of give a shout out to Mike and Kevin, and then Brian Kelly. Brian Kelly was the one who brought me in. It really kind of saved me, put it that way. It was, I just came out of the corporate world, entered my business, becoming a business owner, and I knew, I was very intentional. I knew that unless I find a community, I'm gonna fail. I need a bridge to give me the peace of mind, and also the kind of be active in a community, so that I don't just stop doing what I do and slow down and be by myself. So for me, it was definitely a saving grace.
Yeah, it's lovely, and the same for me as well. You know, one of the things I found over the last couple of years since we first met, Andrea, I didn't realize how much I needed community, because I'm quite a lone ranger. You know, I'm always out there, very strategic, very driven, really want to like do the best with people and for people, but that does lead sometimes being very vulnerable to me trying to do it all myself. And what I found with community is there is that ability to go, hey, I don't need to carry all of this myself. But I didn't know that till I was surrounded by people that sort of really gave you that safe space, that brave space to go, oh, I don't need to carry it all. I just didn't see it though. I didn't see it before.
I totally agree. I totally agree. I'm a big believer in together is better. I mean, we talked family. It came from this inner wisdom of, I want to have people around me that I have memories with. I got really sad when I thought of being in a happy place or doing something that I love by myself, and then coming back, and there's I can share with people my story, but there's going to be nobody who feels the story, who was there, who has that same memory. And I'm from Europe, and when I meet my old friends, is we connect through those memories. We go there, we get connected, and then we kind of jump forward into the present, and then from there we jump into the future. So I understand the power of those memories that you build with a community, with a group of people. It's so powerful. I encourage everyone to find their community.
God, you've really got me thinking now, and I want to hear a bit more about. Like, I love your title here, like Andrea, the engineering coach. Like, we want to hear more about that with this focus on engineering. But something that's come up for me as you were just speaking really powerfully was when we think about all of the challenges we talk about at the moment, whether it be social injustice, whether it be inequality, inequity, whether it be someone not being seen or heard for their gifts. Quite often, that's because somebody else doesn't have an appreciation or understanding of the other human being. Quite often it's just as simple as that. Like how can you know my lived experience if you don't talk to me, if you don't engage with me, if you don't listen to me? Like, and I just feel like there's almost like a crisis of listening.
It is the willingness to listen. Yes, it starts there, definitely.
Yeah.
And when we are with other people that we are interested about, it almost that activates that just the button. Somebody pushes that button, and I start to listen, um, and they start to listen to me. Um, Very powerful. Yes.
Oh, wow. You've got me flowing. You've got me flowing already. So tell us a bit more about your work. For those that don't know you that live are watching us today, Andrea, or at some point in the future, why the focus on engineering?
The focus is on engineering and on engineers, because my story goes that they chose me when I started this work. I was in HR and I thought, oh, all my HR friends gonna be super excited to get on board and gonna play with me. But the HR folks, at least where I was, are very cautious and they did not jump on the wagon. So I turned to my other community, and those were engineers. And I just asked them, hey, do you know someone who's interested in doing this work with me? And after 3 or 4 who raised their hands and said, well, I am, can I be part of it? I realized, okay, there's something here. And then I worked with my accountability partner, and she pointed out that you work with engineers right now. I'm like, yeah. And do you like working with them? Yes. So I've always been that person who can attract the engineer in the room or in the meeting, because I think because I have some of the skills that they have. I like processes. I like details. I like to talk about the big picture, and I like to narrow down to the small details. I really appreciate order and structure. At the same time, I like to imagine things and be creative, think about the kind of the impossible right now and ask the question of, well, why is it impossible? What would it take to become possible? And then my background. I think that engineers are attracted to me because of my background. I'm a very different background than the people they've met, and we can talk for hours. I get curious, really curious about them and their life, and they get curious about my life, and then we really go places literally in conversations.
I love it. I love it. Love it. It's I'm really intrigued. What have you learned, Andrea, about yourself over the last 12, 18 months? Has there been anything that's really surprised you as we've been through this, in some ways tragic, in some ways transformational time?
What I'm sitting with right now is something that showed up on Sunday while I was listening to the book Do Hard Things. And I think it was after the chapter where the authors talk about do hard things that are hard for you, not that are hard for others. And I think I've been coasting. I'll be totally honest and vulnerable here. I mean, 2020 it was a good year. Don't take me wrong, despite the COVID and the environment. From a business perspective, it was a good year for me, and I grew tremendously. But I think after a while, I was just coasting and not thinking about what's really the hard thing for me, because it was easy. So I'm sitting with, well, one, gratitude towards, again, 2 people who I've been meeting every week. That community sense to push me to really question where I am and what's next, and then the awareness that I am capable of so much more. And then it's really the mindset and then the decision to jump into to do the hard things that's hard for me. And for me, when I say hard, for me, what comes up, it actually seems easy, but the hard thing is that it's scary. It's very scary, and it's very excited at the same time. I know it would be very hard for others, but for me, it's one of those things where I see the puzzle pieces fitting together. Like, oh, that's why I met that person last year, and that's why I met that person. So last year has been a year of networking, really opening up, and getting to know a lot of people globally. Zoom really gave that opportunity to me, and I took full advantage of it. And then this year, I think it's about creating an impact and really stepping into my power, and then inviting my community to help me. It's something that I want to do with people, as you said, not by myself. I know what I'm capable of, and that's limiting for me. For me, the unlimited version of me is when I collaborate and partner with others, and then we really put our hats together, and 1 and 1 becomes 5 or 10, and ideas are flowing. So yeah.
That is like literally my whole head is buzzing as you're describing that. Let me tell you why, Andrea. People won't be able to read this, but in the last 72 hours, like literally, I've had this ridiculous, almost as if things have just gone. The jigsaw has just put a load of pieces together. Like there's been thousands of pieces for the last 2 years, and it's like 80% of that jigsaw has just gone. It's bizarre. And I want to reiterate your point. That's happened because I've listened to one of my coaches who said to me, Gary, you're brilliant at bringing people together. You're great at connecting. You're very energetic, but this isn't just about you. And as soon as I truly started to sit into that and go, right, okay, what's possible exponentially if I try and do this with other people? And suddenly everything's just started dropping. It's almost like a spiritual, like it's bizarre. It's just gone like. So I just wanted to reinforce your point. It's just so like the fact we've not spoken in 2 years 1-to-1, yet we're more or less exactly the same spot. It's bizarre. It's bizarre.
Yes, it is. I'm like getting the chills. Yes. Like that. Yes. So I'm sitting in that, and
wow.
Well, my coach said, because I was freaking out like last week, like, what do I do? And he just calmly said, nothing, just be. Like that was the best coaching session. One sentence. Just be. So I am being with this great, huge idea, and the pieces just keep, as you said, just keep showing up and fitting together. And my role right now is just be on the path, be committed, be how to put this, not be in my own way, not sabotage my own self, be a believer. I'm a believer. I'm a dreamer. Life got me here. I went on many paths and many roads to get here. I'm really kind of the testament of anything can happen. Then if it happened to me, and if I made it happen with the help of others, then others can do it too. And I am super excited to hear more about your idea, and then how I can support.
Later, we'll do that one offline, because it's like
Yes.
I'm totally happy to share it. But
Yes.
let me just leave it at this: the human exponential organization. That's what's coming. So I don't know if people have come across Salim Ismail's work with the technology EXO. It's called exponential organizations. but I just really see and sense and feel. And I think what was beautiful earlier, Andrea, as you spoke about feeling. There's an embodiment piece to change. We think about change and we talk about change a lot. But look at the world. Nothing changed really in 600 years. Why? Because we don't embody the change. We don't actually feel the pain. We don't feel the hurt of another person. But the more we can do that and empathize and connect and truly understand other humans, we can accelerate that exponential impact that you spoke about, the 1 + 1 = 5. But I just don't think we can do it if we don't feel. And that's where I'm sitting in. This is really exciting. Like, how do you design organizations around embodiment and not just thinking and theorizing? So you need both, but you need that embodiment piece. Otherwise, it just doesn't change. And that's what I'm looking at. And it really feels true for me.
Yes, totally. My idea is with young adults. So I'm gonna go that route. Yeah, bringing some feelings there and dreaming. Yes.
That's are you able to, I don't want you to expose too much of your thinking, but I'm sure anyone watching is going to be interested. Are you able to flesh out or share a bit more about your big idea, or do you want to keep it to yourself for now as you're being with it?
Oh no, I've been sharing last week, so
okay.
Yes. Full disclosure, I don't have all the pieces. Maybe that's already came out, and that's okay. That's my believer side that says stay calm and keep going. Yeah, my idea is to. My son is finishing 10th grade, and he's been trying for 3 years, even before high school, to get out of the school that he's in and go into a better school in the school district. So, and we've been denied. He's been denied. So my idea is to go find out why kids want to get out of the school that he's in. What is going on in that school, and how can I bring my skills, what I have learned, my knowledge, my wisdom, my skills, my network, my community, to play the role of, how to put this, ultimately what I'm going for is for teachers to find the spark of why they became teachers, to really reconnect with that feeling of I love teaching and why do I do this. And then the same with the admin folks. And then for students, I want to bring in lots of speakers and want them to see and meet dreamers, those who through their stories will inspire them to connect with their dreams and to see them as possible. I had some of those teachers and other individuals in my life who gave me, by just hearing them, that there's another perspective. You can think that way, was a heart opener, not even an eye opener, a heart opener for me. So these are just kind of the how-to ideas right now. And then there's so much more involving the community around the high school and where I live, and then parents and the business community. And then I have really, really big dreams of maybe having a Simon Sinek or a Brené Brown on the stage with the kids. So as I said, I'm a big dreamer. For me, everything is possible. And as you said, when we put ourselves along the road, we put it that way, along the road, not at the end of the road or in the middle of the road, this idea is about, again, not about me. It's about the kids and about the high school. I want to leave a gift to my kids. So my son's going to go there for 2 more years, and then my daughter's going to go there eventually. So for me, it's about them. It's about 2,255 students plus teachers and admins. Yeah.
That's stunning. I just love how you just keep naming. I'm a dreamer. I look at dreaming as innovation. I look at dreaming as going against the grain, and I just love how you just really just sit in that open space of exploration, Andrea, and I see that in so much of what you do. It's just absolutely brilliant.
Thank you. Thank you.
Tell us a bit more about your work, because I'm very conscious we've sort of had a lovely chat so far, and people might be going, so what exactly does Andrea do day to day, and would I want to work with her? So give us a little bit of a lowdown. What is your sort of offer, as it were, or how do you like to work with people, should anyone be interested to approach you?
Mm-hmm. Well, right now I'm looking for actually 4 individuals who want to support my project. I want to. The idea here is that I'm going to support them in creating something that they want to leave for the world, for themselves, for their kids as a legacy. It's the answer to the question of, if you can do one last thing in your life, what would that be? What would be that meaningful thing that if you got it done, then life was worth living? I'm looking for those individuals right now, engineers, leaders, who want to step into this with me. So I want to support them through my work for a year, and then part of that work, part of our work, going to support then the high school project. So that's really what I'm going for right now. I'm shifting a little bit my business with this focus for the next 12 months.
Amazing. Well, if anybody's out there and you're interested, please do reach out to Andrea. I've been putting your website across the bottom. Is there any other ways to reach out to you? What's the best ways to connect with you if someone's interested to follow up, Andrea?
I would welcome an email, Andrea@andreaclough.com. Of course, yeah. I'm a connector too. I welcome interesting people, curious people, and as I said, through connections, through conversations, we can stop time, and then while we stop the time, we can figure out what is next, what's the big dream, and then the plan to go for it. So yeah.
Hang on a second, you can't drop that in at the end. Through conversations we can stop time. Hang on, you can't do that at 28 minutes. Can you have done that at like 15 minutes? Like, Andrea, like, wow. Like, you're just trying to set up number 2. I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing.
It just came out.
Wow.
Really wasn't. Oh, well, I'm learning through these discussions to drop it earlier. Yeah, that is my superpower. I stop time. Yes, with engineers. Yep. And anyone who's interested. So I love
it so much. You can stop time through It's so true, though, isn't it? You can, like, literally getting off the rabbit, the hamster wheel, get present in dialogue. Time stops. I've never thought of it that way, Andrea.
Me either, until a month ago. So yes.
I love it so much. I love it. Well, look, thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining us as well, Nicole, Amarache, anybody else that joins us in the future. Do connect with Andrea, see her details. As you can see, beautiful human being. Just really appreciate you. It's just funny. Pick up where you left off 2 years ago. Boop, there you go. Very easy. So thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you very much, Gary.
Have a great day, and have a great day, everybody. Take care. Bye.
Bye.